Thank you, Brian, and we are back. Brad Johnson, our newsmaker guest. Let's go to the phones. Dave Caston is on our newsmaker line this morning. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave and Secretary Brad. Matter of fact, Brad, I don't know who you talked to yesterday, but thank you. You sent us a half-inch of rain over here in the Brockway country. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to take credit for that, Representative Caston.
All right. And, you know, the first thing you talked about a little bit was, and the advertisement was on before I picked up the phone, is the special session. And I agree with your first couple comments there, Brad. It is absolutely unnecessary for a special session at this point. We do not know the total amount the fires are going to cost. And I feel it's just our governor flexing his wings. I called the fiscal analyst yesterday to see if we had any figures, and no, not only do we not have figures, the fiscal analyst was not even approached. The governor did not even approach him before he called his special knee-jerk thing, and that's one thing I wanted to bring up this morning, Dave and Brad.
Well, Dave, I'll tell you what, we're going to look into that because it came up this morning in our preparation for the show today. Dan Bucks, head of the Revenue Department, is going to be our newsmaker guest tomorrow. I want you to give us a listen, and I encourage you to call tomorrow and put that same question to Dan Bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And the other thing, Brad, I appreciate what you're doing on the elections. I support earlier primary, but a point I'd like to bring to you too this morning is our primary should be held in conjunction with our school. Our school elections should be able to hold our primaries at the same time so that we would get more people involved in our school elections. And thank you, and you both have a good day.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you very much, Dave. We'll look forward to your call tomorrow. Ray is calling from Missoula. Ray, good morning. You're on the air with Brad Johnson.
Hi, thanks for having me on. Secretary of State Johnson, I just had a quick question for you. I've been reading over the last few months. There's been it seems like somewhat of a shake-up in your office as far as staff either leaving or getting fired. And I just want to make sure that everything I just want to know if things are going smoothly and that the business that needs to be taken care of is, despite the fact that so many people have left your office.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ray. I wasn't aware that there's an exodus out of your office, Brad.
Well, we have made in the last several months two key staff changes. Elaine Gravely, who is the deputy for elections, retired. Mm-hmm. We're in the process now of trying to we are launching a national job search to replace Elaine. That's a very, very important position, and I think that I should back up. Dwayne Winslow, who's the election administrator for Yellowstone County, is serving as interim elections deputy for us, and we're very pleased to have him in that role, and it allows us to take the time we need in order to make sure that we find the best possible candidate to put into that slot. And then my chief of staff, former chief of staff, Mark Simonich, who was there for 2 years, half the term, decided that he wanted to go on and pursue other opportunities, and he's done that. Ralph Peck, who is longtime administrator, was director of agriculture under Governors Roscoe and Martz, is in now as the acting chief of staff, doing a tremendous job for us, and suspect that there's a very good chance we'll make that a permanent appointment here in the near term. And so I think
doesn't sound like a parade.
No, and I will tell you that the office is running extremely smoothly. If you look at some of the benchmarks. We are, in terms of turning around processing of annual reports, which is one of our major activities, we're looking at somewhere between a 5 and 6 day turnaround. That's pretty good compared to history in that office, and we're making some major strides forward in terms of the technology that we're bringing to bear in the administrative rules division and in the information management division, records management division. We're in the process of finalizing a request for proposal to replace a 1979 vintage mainframe computer system that's very limiting to us. The new system will allow us to do a tremendous amount of new activity online. We're looking forward to that. So things are going well.
Well, Ray sounded concerned that everything has come to a halt there in the Secretary's office. Why don't we invite Ray to visit your office sometime soon and just see what's going on and see how the staff is performing?
Well, the Secretary of State's office is open to every Montanan, and I invite not just Ray but anybody that wants the Cook's tour, if you will, to see how we're operating and the services we're providing to people in Montana. I welcome them.
That's the value of you being here on the Voices of Montana too, Brad. So many people get their information about your office and every function of government, the legislature and every department. They get it out of a newspaper. And sometimes those newspapers aren't giving a high regard for the truth or the whole story.
Well, I can tell you that on more than one occasion there has been some mischaracterization of activities in the office. But
they lied. Is that another way of saying mischaracterization?
But I'll tell you, we've got a tremendous staff, and I'm incredibly proud of the job they do for the people of Montana.